ERCOT, who's run by the governor, says the governor is lying. They don't say he's lying, they just tell the truth. And when you compare the truth to what the governor is saying, the governor is lying. So let's get real. These guys are liars. The problem is Texas caused this problem. Punto y final. I want you to now listen to this judge. I think I played this yesterday, but I think it needs to be played again because he is one of the most cogent people, or explained it in the most cogent fashion. Check this out.
A lot of local officials out there who are wondering what the heck is going on in Texas, what happened to the power grid, and what do all these outages mean for vaccine storage. Joining me now is the chief executive of Dallas County, Judge Clay Jenkins. Judge, thank you so much for joining us. Can I just ask you, I think a lot of us looking at Texas right now are wondering, it's on its own power grid. It's not part of the power grids of the rest of the country. What exactly went wrong here?
What went wrong here was the last two governors had policies, the current governor and the one that was before him, had policies that valued rock bottom prices for commercial large users over all else, including protecting residential customers when there is an extreme weather event. And so what you see is in all the other states around us, like Oklahoma, who have similar weather, they're not seeing that problem because they have regulatory requirements that require you to winterize your equipment. If you're a generator, require you to either use a certain material or bury at a certain depth if you're a gas pipeline company. But here in Texas, gas pipelines are regulated by a group called the Texas Railroad Commission, and those are all elected officials. And then the generation is done by appointees of Governor Perry in the past and now Governor Abbott. And they simply have not asked for the sort of protections for consumers that are present in the other 49 states.
Does that line up with the accusation that I was reading in the Houston Chronicle today that basically the ERCOT grid, and excuse me if I'm mispronouncing it, collapsed in exactly the same manner as what this person is calling the old Soviet Union? It limped along on underinvestment and neglect until it finally broke under predictable circumstances. Basically that they weren't charging enough for the electricity that they were generating, that cost more to generate it than it did to than they were taking in.
Yeah, that's right. It costs a little bit more, for instance, to put a winter package on your generation, whether that be a wind turbine or a lignite coal, which we don't have much of anymore, or a gas power plant. That wasn't required. You can't expect the companies to do something that's not required that would make their plant cost more than their competitor's plant. And that all falls on the governor. And then you've got the Railroad Commission, which is three other elected officials. And those officials didn't require those gas pipelines to be buried deep enough or to use the right material to not freeze. So one of the big problems that we have right now with generation is the plants can't operate because the gas that is going to that plant is frozen. And that's on the Railroad Commission, three elected Republicans. And then the rest of the problems fall on the regulation done by ERCOT at the direction of the last two governors who appoint the boards there and basically tell them what to do.
Yeah, it's just like, truly the perfect storm hit you guys down there, or hit you guys down in Texas. What a mess.
Storm that hit us, the storm that hit us, though, hit us with the decisions that governors made over the last 10 years. Bad weather is predictable, and bad policy has a consequence when bad things happen.
That is the most important statement. Bad weather is predictable. Bad policy kills when you don't prepare for a predictable event. And that is what our government has done. That is what we've done continuously over and over. And it goes from what that guy said, we believe simply in market-based, but it's really not market-based. It's crony market-based, ripping off the average American citizen. We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead, number one, subscribe to our channel, and number two, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.